Hi guys, welcome to the channel. This is Waga. We are going to continue with our series on SwiftUI, and what we're going to look at today is the ZStack. First things first, I'd like to ask you to like the video, interact with the content, share it, ask questions if you have in the comment section, and proceed from there. And so today we're going to work with the ZStack. Let me say a few words about it. The ZStack is, you can compare it to the stack if you're coming from Flutter. This is just the stack. It arranges I was going to say widgets. It arranges views inside it using depth or the Z index, if you can remember your CSS. So basically, you're going to use the depth to arrange them, with the earliest thing in the Z stack being the one that is farthest back, right? So let's get to it. What we have here is the run-of-the-mill app, no changes made, and we're going to work using it. So first things first is we could come here and say ZStack like so. And ZStack is really good at using color. We could use it to like paint color. And first things first, as I mentioned previously, that color is remember, color is what's it called? Color is a view, right? In Swift, this is a view, right? So the first thing we could do is call it. We could put colors.black, and what colors.black will do is that it's going to paint the entire view, right? The entire view. It's going to spread out as much as possible. It's not like text. Text normally pulls in or collapses and occupies as little space as possible. Color, however, expands or explodes and pushes out and expands as much space as possible. You'll be seeing it when we put the color and when we put the text in it. So you see, color will occupy as much space as possible, but as you can see, there's a bit of space around the notch and at the bottom. I switched from, I was using this one, SE. You won't notice it as much. You see, let's just change it to SE, and you'll see the top. Yeah, so it won't go into the navigation bar, and you can't see it properly when you use an iPhone SE. But if you use let's use an 11 Pro Max, like so, you will see that it doesn't go into the this bottom area and around the notch, the safe areas, so to speak. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So first, to show this behavior of color, we could come here, and after that, we could put in a VStack. Let's put a VStack like so, and okay, VStack is the spelling of VStack. VStack should be capitalized, right? VStack like so, and in the VStack we could put in a text. The text is going to be. We could say this ZStack like so, and we're going to give it a few modifiers so you can see it. We're going to give it a .font. It's going to be .large title like so, and .foreground color is going to be, let's call it white like so. So we have the ZStack like that. And as you see, text normally moves to occupy as little space as possible. It doesn't expand to fill the whole view. It sort of collapses on itself. It doesn't expand as much as color. So that is the difference between color and text. Text that expand outwards, and colors collapse inwards, right? And we could give it a bit. We could make a few more changes. We could come down here and put another text, here, and say that ZStacks capitalized. Don't forget, ZStack is good for setting the ZStack is good for setting the background. For setting a background color. So we could say that, and for that we could come here and copy this. I don't think we need a large title. Let's just copy it and do that, and like so. Wait, dot. You need to put the dot. It normally gives you, if you make a syntax error, it normally gives you a very weird error message. ZStack is good, but we don't want it as a large title. Remember, the second largest preset is title, so we want it to be a title like so. So we have that, and to give it space between the two, remember what we can do is we can come here and put spacing on the initializer, and we can put spacing here. We can put spacing of 25 like so. So we make it have a bit more space like so, and we could make this expand so that it can contrast this by giving it a frame, and the frame we wanted to push to the edge of the VStack, and for that we could say the max width. I don't know why it's not helping. I'm used to using Android Studio, which helps you as much as possible. This one is not helping you, so leading to more typos. So you see it's pushing to the end. Unless you tell a text to push to the end of its parent widget, okay, parent view, we're not in Flutter, keep forgetting. Unless you tell it to push to the end of the parent widget, it will not do so. So you have to explicitly tell it to do so. You see this ZStack is a bit different here, and this one pushes because we have told it to do so. So basically that. And we could give it, we could make the frame, give it a bit of padding, space around it, so that it has a bit of space around it. So, and then we're going to make it, let's just give it a background view, right? We come here and say background, and the view we're going to put is going to be color. Remember, it's not a foreground, so we have to put color dot, let's put, does purple look good here? Okay, yeah, basically. So that's one thing we could do. We could see how ZStack can be used to use color views, to set color background views, and how the color views don't interact with the safe areas, the notch and the bottom here, especially visible when you're using one of the iPhones that don't have a face button, a button on the face, right? Don't have a home button, yeah, a button on the face of the phone. So basically that, and we're going to look at how we can make the color spread over to this bottom and this top. Continue. The question now is how we can make the color extend to this safe areas here, around the notch and at the bottom, especially when you're using a phone without you're using one of the X series phones, right? And how you do that is by telling, you could tell the ZStack to extend to these areas, and for that you normally come to the end of the ZStack and you could just tell it to, you could put a modifier saying edges ignoring safe area, and we could say dot, you'll see all, bottom, leading, top, trailing, vertical, and what you want to do is select the all, like, wait, all, like so. If we select the all, you see the black goes all over. Is black the best color to show this? Let's see, you could do gray, like so. I don't know if gray is better. Is gray better? I'm guessing, yeah, you could do black or gray or whichever color you want, right? Let's make that black. Wait, let's make that black, like so. So basically, okay, black melds with the bezels. Let's make it gray. Gray is a bit better. So yeah. So basically, that's what you could do. You could use ZStack to, you could use this modifier, edges ignoring safe area, to extend the ZStack all over the screen, the entire dimensions of the screen. And with that, the color will spread there because the ZStack has also spread there. The color will expand as much as possible to fill as much space of the parent view as possible. So that's how you would do that. And one problem that the ZStack we could come across when you're using the ZStack, I'll show you the problem and how to possibly fix it, how you could consider going about fixing it. So the problem is that if you come to the VStack and in it you put a spacer. Now what a spacer does is that it pushes, it used to create space, and when you put it in a VStack, it pushes vertically, and you put it in a HStack, it pushes horizontally. So see what happens when you put the ZStack, when a spacer in the VStack. Have a look at the ZStack here, the ZStack title, the large title, right? So we say spacer, like so, do this, and the ZStack disappears under the notch because this has told it to occupy as much space as possible vertically, the spacer, right? So yeah, so that is a problem you could come across, and there's a simple way you could fix it. To solve this self-created problem is that we are telling the ZStack to occupy all the space. So it comes and occupies this space, including this one covered by the notch, right? By telling it edges ignoring safe area, edges ignoring safe area dot all. That's the reason that it moves the title to the top here, because we put the spacer here. What we could do is we could come here and tell the color to do that. Not the ZStack, not the entire ZStack, just the color. So we put that and we push it here like so, and voila, we have solved our self-inflicted problem by telling it not to move past the ZStack. Continue. Another really good thing that ZStack is good for is layering views. You could put an image and then some text with the image. To show you an example, I have an image on my desktop. It's an image of Lake Victoria, the world's second largest lake. And we could come here like so. Wait, let's just see this panel. Come here to the XC assets, and you add an image by dragging it and dropping it there. So we have Lake Victoria there. We can go back to our content view, maximize this, and continue from there. Let us resume. Okay, we have that, and what we could do is we could come to the VStack that we have here. The VStack we have, let's give ourselves a bit more real estate, and come here, and here we're going to have a ZStack, like so, and give it the braces, and we're going to get the image, and our image in question is the Victoria capitalized? Is the V capitalized? Yes, the V is capitalized. So let's come here and say to add an image, all you need to do is, we'll be talking about images in more depth. So this is just to show an example of the ZStack. So we could say Victoria, like so, and let's resume so that you can see it, and come back here. It's going to cover everything. Of course, we're going to say resizable. To resize it, bring it down here, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a rectangle on top of it. We could say a rectangle, yeah, like so. It's going to block everything out, and we're going to give the rectangle a foreground color of clear, just the same color as the image, as what is beneath it. So make it clear, and we're going to give it a frame. The frame is going to be, let's give it a width of about 200, and a height, let's not make it too big, let's make it 40, let's make it 45, like so. And we want it at the bottom here. So for that, we come to the ZStack and we put an alignment in the initializer, alignment, like so. And the alignment is going to be, you guessed it, bottom trailing. So if we put it in the bottom trailing, it's going to be somewhere here. We can't see it, but it's somewhere here. And in it, we're going to put, or we could just, to see it, we could say, you can see it right now, we could say black. Although black doesn't look too good on the image. And here we could say text. We could put a text here. And in the text, we could say Lake Victoria, like so. And we're going to give it a modifier, a font, and the modifier is going to be .title. Let's make it title, like so. We can't see it because it's in black, and the foreground color, that is the color of the text, the foreground color is going to be .white, like so. So we could do that, although it doesn't look good. I think the color here should be clear, like so. So what we have done is we've taken an image, we've given it, we've put some text on top of the image, and that's one of the uses of ZStack. ZStack is really good when you want to like stack like text on top of an image, like so. We could even center this, like make it, let's get rid of this initializer, like so. Let's come here and do this. And we have it in the middle, Lake Victoria, right? Or you could put it at the bottom again. Just Command Z, like so. Yeah. So basically, that's the ZStack. That's what it's good for. It's good for background colors, and you can make it extend to the entire screen, particularly if you're using one of the X series phones. And yeah. And also, you could use it to put an image when we're going to talk about images, but you could use it to put an image on the screen and then put some text on top of the image. So basically that's that, and that's all about the ZStack, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching this far, and we'll continue from there.